Hello and good morning, everybody. Welcome to Champion Car Wash Field in beautiful Roseburg, Oregon, as we get ready for a South Region doubleheader in the Northwest Athletic Conference between your Umpqua Riverhawks and the visiting Southwestern Oregon Lakers. It's the final two games of the six-game conference series for these two clubs. Games 5 and 6 coming up right now, leading the way this year. The Umpqua Riverhawks have won 3 of the first 4. The series features the Umpqua Riverhawks coming in at 15 and 5 overall on the season. They're tied for first in the South Region with an 11 and 3 record, sitting tied with Lynn Benton. On the other side, it is the Southwestern Oregon Lakers at 12 and 13 overall. They are 4 and 10 in league play, 6.5 games out of first place. Looking forward to today's matchup as we get ready to go. We'll take a look at your starting lineups in a moment, but first we're going to have your national anthem. We'll have that for you here and then get you a look at today's starting lineups. I'm Joey Keeran. It is great to be with you here for another doubleheader of UCC baseball here on Riverhawks TV. And we will pause for our national anthem.
Please stand, remove your hats for the playing of our national anthem. Gentlemen, let's play ball.
All righty, it is time to get this one underway. A doubleheader, a 9 and a 7-inning ball game for us coming up today as the Umpqua Riverhawks look to try and finish off the series win against the Southwestern Oregon Lakers. Let's introduce you to the starting lineup for head coach of the Southwestern Oregon Lakers. That is Dave Deutschman, who is leading the way for this Lakers club. His team will have Ayumu Yazawa leading off in left field, followed by Cole Collins in center field. Bo Benedictson, the catcher, will bat third. Daichi Furuhata is at shortstop, batting cleanup. Grayson Grover, the second baseman, batting fifth. Hiroto Horikawa is in right field, batting sixth. Hitting seventh at first base, C.J. Bonner. And at the 8th spot is the third baseman, Caleb Long. Patrick Clark will round out the starting 9, the DH batting for starting pitcher Isaiah Kabua. Let's a look at your starting lineup for the visiting Southwestern Oregon Lakers. Let's take a look at your starting defensive alignment for the Umpqua Riverhawks. Behind the plate will be Jeremiah Robbins. Out at first base, Jackson Marble. At second base, Jackson Thompson. On the left side of the diamond, it's Aiden Metzger at third and Taylor Davis at short. In the outfield from left to right, Caden Coonert, Shiloh Wilson, and Noah Kiley. That is a look at your defensive alignment for the Umpqua Riverhawks. That's how they will set up as they get ready to try and help out their starting pitcher. On the bump, it's Jaden Lucas getting the start for the Umpqua Riverhawks here today. Lucas comes in, making his first start of the season. Lucas has made 5 appearances, but no starts. He's got a 2-0 record. He's thrown 20 and 2/3 innings, has a 1.31 ERA, 19 strikeouts to only 4 walks on the year. He'll try to see if he can help the Riverhawks get a third straight win against this SWAC team. See if they can continue to fight for the South Region title. As right now you've got Lynn Benton and UCC tied for first in the South Region. All right, here we go. It'll be Yazawa leading things off. Left-handed batter will dig in to get things started for us today here at Champion Car Wash Field in Roseburg. First pitch in for a strike, and we are underway exactly at 12:01. And I think a communication device malfunction to start things out here as they get it back up and running. Behind the plate, Jeremiah Robbins, the battery mate, along with Jaden Lucas. Yazawa, the left fielder. Takes just inside, a 1-1 count. Ayumu Yazawa, a returning player from Japan for this Lakers club, was a second-team All-South Region selection a year ago. Takes in the dirt for a 2-1 count. Coming into today's matchup, Yazawa batting .247. He takes from Lucas, lefty-lefty matchup here. Jaden Lucas, left-handed thrower. This is low and outside, tailing away from the hitter. A 3-1 pitch from Lucas, trying to stay in the at-bat, and he will issue a leadoff walk.
Next batter,
Start of the game, a runner on base for the Lakers. And it brings up Cole Collins, a local kid here out of the Umpqua Basin, graduating from Oakland High School, just a little north of us here in Roseburg. Class of 2023, a sophomore, and originally started out at Eastern Oregon before returning back here to Western Oregon. Now out on the coast with Southwestern Oregon. A pickoff throw to first base. Not in time. Showing the bunt, goes back to the mound. A throw over to first base. They will get Collins on the sac bunt. Collins will move Yazawa into scoring position. Lucas coming off the mound, firing over to Jackson Marble at first for the out. Yazawa into scoring position here in the top of the first inning. One away off the end of the bat. On the slow breaking ball, Bo Benedictson will foul it off for strike one. Lucas delivers the 0-1 just outside. Lucas the 1-1 pitch, swung on and missed. Jaden Lucas has given up 3 earned runs this season, his 1.31 ERA. He was one of the top ERAs in the conference for a good while, sub-1 ERA. A little bit touched up as of late as he misses low. His 2-2 pitch, swung on and missed. A big strikeout. There's 2 down with a man out at second base. Strikeout for Benedictson. 2 away. Daichi Furuhata, the shortstop, will stand in. Batting cleanup. This will be the second showing against Southwestern Oregon for Jaden Lucas, who misses low on the first pitch to Furuhata. He threw 3 innings in a game back on February 27th. Check swing, dribbler down the first base side. It'll be playable for Jackson Marble. He steps on the bag, and that will retire the side here in the top of the first inning. We'll head to the bottom of the first in a scoreless ball game. A man left at second for the Southwestern Oregon Lakers. Let's go ahead and take a look at your starting lineup for the for the Umpqua Riverhawks, led by Coach Jake Whistler in his second season. His lineup will have Taylor Davis, the shortstop, leading off, followed by Shiloh Wilson. Wilson playing in center field. Batting third and starting at second base will be Jackson Thompson. Batting cleanup will be the right fielder. That's Noah Kiley. Batting fifth, the DH will be Trevor Ratliff. Hitting in the sixth spot is Jackson Marble. The catcher, Jeremiah Robbins, will bat in the seventh spot, followed by the left fielder, Caden Cooner. And rounding out the starting nine will be the third baseman. That is Aiden Metzger. The DH being utilized for the starting pitcher, and that is Jaden Lucas. So that's a look at your starting lineup for the Umpqua Riverhawks. Take a look at the defense for the visiting Southwestern Oregon Lakers. Behind the plate will be Bo Benedictson. Out at first base, C.J. Bonner. At second base, Grayson Grover. On the left side of the diamond, it's Caleb Long at third, Daichi Furuhata at short, and in the outfield from left to right, Ayumu Yazawa, Cole Collins, and Hiroto Horikawa. They will look to try and support their starting pitcher. As on the mound will be Isaiah Kabua, who's 2-2 on the season, 36 and 2/3 innings of work so far, a 1.47 ERA, 30 strikeouts, 11 walks, making his 8th appearance of the season and his 7th start of the year. All right, bottom of the first, 0-0 ball game. First pitch, swing and a miss for Taylor Davis, who will lead things off for the Riverhawks. Runner left on in the top half of the first inning for the Lakers. The Riverhawks will look to try and see if they can get something going here in the first inning of a scoreless ball game. So the top of the first, there were no runs, no hits, no errors. The one man left on as the leadoff man reached on a walk. A 1-1 pitch inside, 2-1 count for Taylor Davis. Isaiah Kabua. Ground ball towards third. Up with it. A throw across the diamond by Caleb Long. Will retire Davis at first base. There for the throw across. C.J. Bonner receiving at first.
Next batter,
leadoff runner.
Number 5, Shiloh Wilson.
Down for the Riverhawks. One away. Shiloh Wilson now stands in. Shiloh, the left-handed center fielder. First pitch swinging away out towards left center. Not very deep. Collins will call off Yazawa in left center. Makes the grab for the second out. Quick 2 outs here for Isaiah Kabua to start things off.
Jackson Thompson.
And it'll be Jackson Thompson now trying to get things going for the Riverhawks. 1-2-3 inning in the works right now for Kabua as he gets a swing and a miss. Isaiah Kabua out of Hawaii. A sophomore, 6'1", 210 righty. His breaking ball above the head, ducking out of the way for Thompson. The 1-1 bounces in front. Kabua was part of a pretty important day this season for the Lakers. As he misses low, has a 3-1 count. Isaiah Kabua and Shinosky Sonata, they combined for a 7-inning no-hitter thrown against Grays Harbor earlier this season. Pitch outside, a ball 4. So his perfect game will now no longer be an option, but still without a hit given up here in the first inning, very early on in this 9-inning contest. But back early in the season, a non-league game against Grays Harbor, a combined no-hitter with Kabua and then Sonata taking over in relief, holding Grays Harbor without a hit. First pitch misses, ball one to Noah Kiley. Noah Kiley in right field, left-handed batter again. He takes a 2-0 count. Second lefty in the lineup here for UCC, Shiloh Wilson. Flew out to left field or left center for his first at bat, the other lefty so far. Another pitch just missing here. Strike zone tightening up on Kabua, and he's got himself behind once again. A 3-0 count to Noah Kiley, the cleanup batter, with Jackson Thompson on at first. There's one down the middle for a strike. Kabua's 3-1 is fouled away, and he takes him to a full count. Kabua making his first start since a 1-0 loss against Mount Hood. He went 7 innings, allowed 3 hits, no runs, but bullpen gave it up for him. 3-2 pitch. He gets a swing and a miss to wrap up the first inning, leaving a man stranded for the Riverhawks. Noah Kiley goes down chasing some high heat. And 4 up for the Riverhawks. No damage done. No runs, no hits, no errors. 1 man left on. Both starting pitchers put 1 man on with a walk in the first inning, but neither sides take advantage of it. We'll head to the top of the second inning. It is a scoreless ball game between the Riverhawks and the Lakers here on Riverhawks TV. Welcome you back here for the second inning. Grayson Grover will lead things off. Takes outside from the lefty, Jaden Lucas on the bump. Beautiful day out here at the ballpark for us today. Inside, 2-0 count. Looking at mostly sunny skies out there. Some hazy clouds high overhead. Blue sky poking through in a lot of places. 55 degrees as we get this one underway. 2-0 pitch fought off and out of play for Grover. Grayson Grover, second baseman, batting .306 on the year, 4 doubles. In 24 games for SWAC. Is now playing their 26th game of the season. Grover will take low, and the count goes to 3-1 against him. First teams to wrap up their league series against each other as a 3-1 misses high for ball 4. Another walk issued by Lucas. That had not been much of an issue for him. Came in with only 4 on the season in his 5 appearances and 20 2/3 innings of work. He's given up just the 4 walks, but he's given up 2 so far in 1 inning of work. Grover on at first. It's Horikawa that will lay down a bunt. It goes third base side, picked up by Metzger, over to Marble at first. Horikawa with a sac bunt moves the runner into scoring position. Grover, after the leadoff walk, moves into second.
Next batter, number 4, first baseman.
1 away, it'll be C.J. Bonner that'll bat with a man at second base. One hopper sharply hit towards short. Bobbled to throw to first. Gets away up the line. That's going to move up. Grover up to third. The ball came out of the glove. It looked at initially like Davis had fielded it cleanly at short, but it popped out as he was trying to get it out of his glove. And had to make a quick throw over to first. Marble couldn't scoop it off the turf. On safely will be Bonner with the error. And up to third base goes Grover on that error. So now you've got runners on the corners with just the one out. That'll be the first error of the ball game for the Riverhawks. So Lucas working with runners on the corners, one away, looking for another one of those ground balls, see if they can try and turn two up the middle. First pitch, a strike at the knees to Caleb Long, the third baseman. Lucas delivers the 0-1, skips it in outside behind the plate. Robbins snags it off the turf, holding the runners. Caleb Long, the sophomore out of Medford, played at South Medford High School. Takes low and outside, a 2-1 count. One of the experienced members back on this year's club for SWAC, which has had quite the run here as of late. They've made it into the postseason 3 consecutive years. Trying to get to the conference tournament. It's a ball fought off right side. That's not very deep. It looks like it's got a chance to land. It will, and it's going to get by in right field. Noah Kiley came charging in to try and get to that ball. Does not have a chance. It drops in for a base hit. A run will score for SWAC on a bloop single to right field. Actually make that a double. Caleb Long drops it just into shallow right field. Noah Kiley came charging in. He was maybe 2 feet shy of having a chance to get to that one. If he had laid out, he might have had a chance, but he would have put himself at risk that if he didn't get to it, he wouldn't have had any backup, and that ball could have gotten away even more. He did get a chance to get some leather on it, knocked it down, and was able to run it down in right field, allowing just one run to come in to score. Grover scoring from third. Bonner goes first to third, and Caleb Long ends up at second. 1-0 pitch outside. 2-0 count here to the 9-hitter, Patrick Clark. Has a chance to extend a 1-0 lead for Southwestern Oregon. 2-0 in for a strike. These two teams split their first doubleheader of the season. That was in Coos Bay. Then they played 2 more earlier this week in Coos Bay on Wednesday, with UCC winning both of those games. They finish it out here today with the final 2 games of the 6-game series. 3-1 count. A walk would load him up. Softly hit ground ball right side. A throw to the plate, and they've got him in a rundown. Tagged out at home will be C.J. Bonner. Jeremiah Robbins runs him down. Had him caught. There was no real chance to make the play at first.
Next batter, number 1,
as
Ayuma Yazawa.
it was both Marble and Thompson going after that ball. And so first base was kind of unoccupied. The first pitch misses high, ball 1. Runners on the corners again with 2 down. Still a 1-0 game. Fielder's choice for Patrick Clark to get on at first. Caleb Long at third. Strike across. 1-1 count here for Yazawa, the leadoff man. Thompson went towards first base to field that grounder on the right side. Marble came away from the bag to field it, and so nobody was on the bag. Thompson's only option was to try and go home, and it seemed as if C.J. Bonner was kind of caught in between on where he wanted to go at third base. Late break to the plate, was dead to rights, tried to get into a pickle, but tagged out quickly. Tapper back to the mound, fielded by Lucas. He'll throw over to first, and he'll find his way out of things here in the 2nd inning. Gives up just the 1 as he dealt with runners in scoring position most of the frame. but he is able to get through it. Allows one run on one hit. There was one error, and you had two runners left on base. 1-0 Swak in front as we head to the bottom of the second inning here on Riverhawks TV.
Designated
1-0 lead for the Southwestern Oregon Lakers as we welcome you back here to Champion Car Wash Field in Roseburg. Isaiah Kabua fires in a first pitch, swing and a miss out of Trevor Ratliff, the DH today for the Riverhawks. Kabua now with a lead to work with, has not given up a base hit as of yet. He'll fire just a bit low for ball one. Trevor Ratliff leading off, takes inside, a 2-1 count. Spent a number of games playing at second base, filling in for Jackson Thompson, who was out dealing with an injury, gets back into the game, and Ratliff stays in the lineup as the DH, fouls one back. So far this season for the Umpqua Riverhawks, pitching and defense has definitely been helping them lead the way. Second best ERA in the Northwest Athletic Conference, third best fielding percentage, although an error early in this game already for UCC's. A pitch high and inside, a 3-1 count. But that has what been their staple so far this year. They have been pretty good. Ranked first in team whip in the conference. So pitch is low, ball four.
Next batter, first baseman.
It's another walk for Kabua. That is his second in the game. Both pitchers have given up 2 free passes so far, 1 in each inning. 9-inning contest for us here. Jackson Marble. We'll see if he's asked to try and sacrifice the runner into scoring position, much like how Swak was able to manufacture a run in the top half of this inning. The ball popped back into foul territory for strike one. So we get an answer pretty quickly to that question. He is asked to try and move the runner over. Unable to do so on the first pitch, though. Marble, the first baseman, stands back in. Looks to bunt, and he will put it down. A breaking ball that he hung in there. Throw to first will get him. Up to second base goes Trevor Ratliff. We've got a runner at second with one away. Caleb Long came in. Nice job there by Marble. That was not an easy sacrifice bunt for him. He was ready to give up on the pitch, but recognized the breaking ball, hung in there, and got the barrel on it late. Put it down nicely to third base. There's a breaking ball in for a strike to Jeremiah Robbins. Catches the top of the zone. Good crowd filtering in for us here today. Stands are filling up. It's a great day to head out to the ballpark for some baseball. Sun is shining. Always enjoy that. Kabua delivers another breaking ball, missing the inside corner. Count goes 1-1. Isaiah Kabua Out of the stretch, the big righty. Misses low. And Jeremiah Robbins out in front. 2 balls and a strike. Jeremiah Robbins coming in, batting 182 on the year, looking to get a chance at his 5th RBI here. He'll take inside and goes ahead, 3 balls and a strike. He's walked 4 times so far this season. Game 1 starter at catcher for the Riverhawks will dig back in. Out at second base after a leadoff walk is Ratliff. 3-1 from Kabua. Line drive out towards left field. Drops in front of Yazawa. Up to third base will go Ratliff, and that's a base knock for Jeremiah Robbins. Drops just a low liner out into left field.
Batter number 10, the left fielder, Keeran.
Strong piece of hitting there and puts runners on the corners as the Riverhawks look to try and answer. Swaks 1 run in the top half of this second inning. Riverhawks with an opportunity to try and tie it up here. It'll be the 8-hitter Caden Coonert. Coonert's been hot as of late, the left fielder, left-handed batter. Squares to bunt, and he takes ball 1. Drawing in the third baseman Caleb Long, charging in from third. Kind of at the same time as Trevor Ratliff was taking his lead down the line. 1-0 pitch, squaring to bunt again, pulling it back and watching it go by high and away. A 2-0 count. And the corner infielders everybody crashing in, and that's going to prompt a visit out to the mound. We're going to get a conversation out there to talk over this. As the Riverhawks throwing a little bit of a monkey wrench in the plans defensively for Swak here in this second inning. So a trip out to the mound, and Swak will take a consideration of how they want to attack if UCC does in fact try to put down a bunt here. Well, while we've got a break in the action, I'll let you know that the Umpqua Riverhawks are holding a spring fundraiser right now. They are offering up raffle tickets for a 2-seated guided fishing trip sponsored by Barklow's Guide Service. It's valued at $500. The cost of a ticket is $20, and the goal is to try and sell 499 tickets. They're going to be doing the raffle to help with equipment and travel expenses. And the raffle will close April 18th. We'll give you some details on how you can buy a raffle ticket if you want to get involved. A swing and a miss on the 2-0 pitch. And Caden Coonert, who's batting .333 on the season, has a 2-1 count. They still have Caleb Long playing in on the infield, despite Coonert not showing a bunt on that 2-0 pitch. The 2-1, not showing a bunt. He'll ground one left side. They'll go second for 1, relay to first, not in time, and the Riverhawks will tie it up here in the second inning. Caden Coonert will beat out the infield grounder to short. He will drive in Trevor Ratliff from third.
Number 4,
Jeremiah Robbins out at second base. But beating out the throw, Coonert will get on with a fielder's choice. First pitch is in for strike 1. An 0-1 count to start for Aiden Metzger, the 9-hitter. The man at first, 2 down. Runner going, throw down to second base. That's going to beat. That is going to beat Caden Coonert to the bag by quite some distance. And that will finish it off. So the Riverhawks try to be aggressive on the bases, which has not been something they've done a lot of this year. And that'll finish things off in the bottom of the second. We'll head to the top of the third. The Umpqua Riverhawks tie it up. 1 run, 1 hit. There were no errors and nobody left on base. 1-1 as we head to the third here on Riverhawks TV. Head to the third inning here in this 9-inning ball game. Game one of a twin bill. Jaden Lucas now with this game tied. Will look to try and keep it that way, and he misses just outside against Cole Collins, the two-hitter, who laid down a sac bunt in his first at-bat in the first inning. 1-0 pitch outside. Cole Collins, in his high school days, a first-team All-State pitcher and was his league's pitcher of the year at his high school at Oakland. Pops one up out of play and has himself a 2-1 count. He was quite the standout athlete at Oakland High School in his days. Multi-sport guy. Takes outside, 3-1. Excited to see that his baseball career has continued on. Got a chance to call some of his games as a high schooler here in Roseburg with the Legion baseball team during the summer. 3-1 count. Collins gets around on a pitch. It is fouled once again out of play. He stays alive. So the count goes full. Lucas, 3-2 pitch, high and away. Another walk for Jaden Lucas. That'll be his third walk in 3 innings. He's put a man on every inning with that walk. It came back to bite him in the second inning.
Now batting, number 33, Bo.
Leadoff walk to Grayson Grover. Came around to score. Pitch in for a strike. 0-1 count to start for Grayson Grover, who struck out. Or excuse me, it's Bo Benedixon. Benedixon fouls off the pitch, 0-2. Benedixon did strike out back in the first. Tight one here so far. 1 run, 1 hit, no errors for Swak. Ground ball, third base side. Diving attempt by Metzger. It gets into left field. And Benedixon will have himself a single. And it puts runners at first and second for the Lakers. Second hit of the game for Swak.
Next batter, number 10, Daichi Furuhata.
Daichi Furuhata will bat a ground out to the first baseman in the first inning. Cleanup man up to bat with 2 runners on base. Takes off the turf for ball 1. Both these teams really, I was going to say Swak, but both teams really, they've been in a number of close games for Southwestern Oregon. Last 4 games, which were all losses for them, average margin of victory has just been 1 3/4 runs per game as the ball fouled off. 1.75, the average margin of loss for Swak in their last 4. And their last 6 games have all been decided by 3 runs or less. So it's been a lot of close ball games for Swak here as of late. Reaching, a poke right side, and Furuhata will deliver a ball in right field. The runner coming around from second will score. Up to third base goes Benedixon as Collins comes in to score from second. And back in front goes Swak here in the third. RBI single for Furuhata. He just saw a pitch up in the zone. Reached and poked it opposite field between first and second. 2-1 lead for Swak. Still nobody out here in the third inning. Runners on the corners. And now Grayson Grover, who drew a walk in the second and came around to score. He will stand in and he takes strike 1. Crashing in from first was Jackson Marble in case of a bunt attempt by Grover in this situation. The 0-1, runner going, pump fake behind the plate, no throw by Robbins. 2 in scoring position now for Swak. A 1-1 count for Grover. Outside from Lucas. activity in the bullpen for UCC here. Out there throwing Tristan Ledbetter, getting his arm loose as the ball fouled away, out of play for strike 2. Top of the third, another run in for Swauk. They lead this one 2-1 and have 2 in scoring position with nobody out at the moment. Now make that the first out as a strikeout looking for Grayson Grover. He goes down for the first out. Second strikeout in the game for Jaden Lucas. One away, Hiroto Horikawa will dig in. In his first at-bat, he had a sacrifice bunt. Horikawa, the right fielder, swings through. Big cut on that fastball. Could not quite locate it. In 4 games against UCC, Swauk hitting .264. Swing and a miss on the breaking ball. Horikawa finds himself behind 0-2. Count. Breaking ball, the sweeper just missing inside against the righty, coming in from the lefty. 1-2 count. Fouled away. Hiroto Horikawa from Katana, Japan. He is one of 5 players. Counts Japan as their homeland. Pitch outside, 2-2. They've got that pipeline figured out here at Swauk to bring in those international players. They've got 8 total from other countries. 5 from Japan, 3 from Canada on the roster. A 2-2 pitch. Horikawa goes down swinging. Another strikeout for Lucas. That's back-to-back Ks in the scorebook. And a couple of big strikeouts for Jaden Lucas. Can help ease things up just a little bit with 2 away and runners in scoring position. Try to minimize the damage once again. Low and outside. 1-0 count to start here for C.J. Bonner. He reached on an error in the second inning. Swings away at the 1-0 pitch. Jaden Lucas trying to work through this third inning. Keep this a tight ball game at just a 1-run margin. Swing and a miss again. He has found that strike pitch. He's getting a lot of swings and misses here against the last couple of batters. Bonner will take a lap around the catcher and the umpire as he resets back in the right-handed batter's box with the 1-2 count. At third base is Benedictson. Furuhata at second as the ball popped up and out of play. Stays a 1-2 count. C.J. Bonner out of Central Point, Oregon, Cascade Christian High School. Freshman, last year had 39 RBIs as a senior in high school. Looking to pick up one here. See if he can stretch this lead out. He'll take a pitch off the turf. A 2-2 count with 2 down and 2 on. Lefty Lucas will deliver, and it's another one poked out of play. Two-two pitch once again. In on the hands, a jam shot out into shallow right center on the run. It will be Noah Kiley that gets there in time to retire the side. Had to work through a jam there, but Jaden Lucas minimizes the damage. 1 run on 2 hits, no errors, and 2 runners left on base for Swak. We will head to the bottom of the 3rd. It's 2-1. Lakers in front of the Riverhawks on Riverhawks TV.
For Aiden Metzger.
Aiden Metzger is our leadoff man here in the 3rd. He was up to bat when the final out was made on the bases in the 2nd inning. He swings through the first pitch from Isaiah Kabua, who is back on the bump with a lead once again. His 0-1 pitch to Metzger is over the plate for a strike. Kabua unable to protect the 1-0 lead after the Lakers took that lead in the top of the 2nd. Now he's got a 2-1 lead here as we go to the bottom of the 3rd. His 0-2 pitch, Metzger fouls it back. Well, we were telling you about the spring fundraiser going on for the Umpqua Riverhawks baseball team. Trying to raise money that goes towards equipment and travel expenses. The 0-2, Metzger takes the breaking ball inside. $20, a raffle ticket, could get you a 2-person fishing trip, a guided fishing trip with Barclow's Guide Service. It's valued at $500. There's another ball fought off by Metzger. The raffle will be going until April 18th, or until they sell the 499 tickets that they're hoping to sell. It's a 1-2 pitch. Line down the left field side, but it will hook into foul territory just beyond the bullpen for the visiting Lakers down the left field side. If you would like to purchase a ticket, support the program, and have a chance to win a guided fishing trip, for those, I guess, listening online, you can check out the link in the Instagram bio for Umpqua Riverhawks baseball. You can find that link on their Instagram bio page, and you can buy your ticket there. Might see if I can find it and post it in the comment section there on YouTube. Swing and a miss. Strike 3 down on strikes. Metzger goes down swinging. Just the 2nd strikeout in the game for Isaiah Kabua. He's faced the lineup once, and we go back to the top of the order.
Taylor Davis.
Taylor Davis up for a 2nd time. Ground out to 3rd, his first time up. Kabua will fire in the first pitch low for ball 1. So they are hopeful that folks will help support the program, and you might get a chance to win a pretty cool fishing trip if you are the winner. A pitch inside, a 2-0 count. So first time through the lineup for Kabua. He gives up 1 run and 1 hit. He walked 2 and had 2 strikeouts. Ground ball towards 3rd on the short hop. Caleb Long with it. Fires across the diamond, and it is off target over at 1st. On safely will be Davis. So that will get a lead on, or get a man on with 1 out. Sharply hit ball at Caleb Long. Kind of caught him up in the gut. He got to it But his throw across the diamond with the speedy Davis at the plate. Had to rush it, and his throw off line. That'll go down as the first error in the game for Swak. 1 on, 1 away. Shiloh Wilson takes a strike. Wilson flew out to center field in the first inning in his first at-bat. Pitch in the dirt. Davis gave it a look out at first, but he will hustle back to the bag. Shiloh coming in, batting .300 on the season to today's action. The 1-1 pitch. Catches the outside corner. Kabua on the mound. The right-hander delivers the 1-2. Ground ball, first base side, picked up by the first baseman. Throw to second for the lead runner. That's all that Bonner will get as he fires to Furuhata at second. Grayson Grover, the second baseman, tried to get back to first to try and cover the bag for a possible inning-ending double play, but they're unable to get that. They get just one out of it. Actually, it was the pitcher covering the bag. Excuse me. Kabua was there. But they only managed to get one. Wilson on with the fielder's choice. Swing and a miss for Jackson Thompson to start out his at-bat with 2 down and 1 on. Pickoff throw to first, not in time. Thompson drew a walk in the first inning. That came with 2 outs. He's trying to do it again. Does get jammed, fouls one into his own dugout. Riverhawks in the white tops, white trousers, the pinstripe look for UCC, occupying the first base dugout. On the third base side with the navy blue tops, the gray trousers for the Swak Lakers on that third base dugout. The 0-2 pitch, breaking ball outside. No chance at a throw down to second base for Benedictson. And a 1-2 count at the plate for Jackson Thompson. Shiloh Wilson taking second base. The Riverhawks have the game-tying run in scoring position with 2 outs here in the bottom of the third. Kabua's 1-2, breaking ball. Misses inside. Thompson thinking maybe a chance at getting hit on the elbow with that pitch. Then after it went by, I wonder if he was thinking for a moment, oh no, did I let strike 3 go by there? It was close. 2-2 pitch. Kabua delivers. Swing and a miss. That will do it for us here in the bottom of the third inning. We'll head to the top of the fourth. It is 2-1. Swak is in front of UCC as we head to the fourth inning here on Riverhawks TV.
First batter, number 15, Caleb Long.
Through 3 innings, a 2-1 lead for Southwestern Oregon over the Umpqua Riverhawks. And the first pitch from Jaden Lucas in for a strike, as he will face Caleb Long, who had a bloop double to right field that drove in a run in the second inning. That got the scoring started for the Lakers. Long will take outside, a 1-1 count. The 1-1, and Long will have another base hit as he sends one back up the middle. Low line driver out towards the center fielder, Shiloh Wilson. Leadoff single. Leadoff man's been on base in every inning for Swag. The first 3 innings, it was a walk that put the runner on base, but here in the 4th, Caleb Long leads it off with a single. 1 on, nobody out. Patrick Clark, the DH, grounded into a fielder's choice his last time up. Pulled it right side, looks to bunt, and move the runner up. It'll be in foul territory, picked up by Jeremiah Robbins, the catcher, on a ball just in front of home, trickled back across the foul line. So it'll be strike 1 for Patrick Clark, left-handed batter. Look over to first base. Throw not in time. Four hits in the contest now for the Lakers. Bunt laid down first base side. And a throw to the bag. Did it pull him off? Yeah, it did. At first base, the throw by Lucas. He spun and tried to throw it to first. And it pulled Marble off the bag over there. And so safely on will be Patrick Clark on another error for the Riverhawks. Runners at first and second. Nobody out. Tried to do a pickoff move out to second base. It gets away. Riverhawks trying to fake out the Lakers and end up hurting themselves there. The throw gets away at second base, and now Caleb Long moves up. That's 2 errors now here in this third inning, or make that the 4th. And now there's runners at first and third with nobody out. Top of the order, Yazawa up to bat. He's 0 for 1 with a walk. Takes on the inside corner for a strike. Yazawa, a comebacker to the mound, fielded by Lucas in his second at-bat, third time to the plate. They crash in on the corners. Yazawa, a tapper back to the mound. They go to first is where they're going to go. They're going to get a run across. Lucas thought about second, hesitated. Then he went to first. They get the out there. He could have had a chance to spin and throw home and try to get the runner, but Caleb Long scores without a throw to the plate. Clark gets to second, and it'll be an RBI ground out for Yazawa. Just 1 out now. And it's 3-1, Southwestern Oregon in front. They visit out to the mound. And they are going to make a change. Jaden Lucas in his first start of the season. He'd been out of the bullpen every other opportunity. The lefty will exit here in the 4th inning. He'll go 3 1/3, and we will bring in a new arm on the mound. Tristan Ledbetter, I do believe. He was the guy warming up earlier. It looks like that's who it is. Ledbetter will take over here in the 4th inning. We'll come back after the pitching change and the warm-up pitches as the Umpqua Riverhawks trail 3-1 against the visiting Southwestern Oregon Lakers. Cole Collins will lead things off against Tristan Ledbetter, who makes his 4th appearance of the season. He's got a 1-0 record in 6 2/3 innings. First pitch from Ledbetter is a breaking ball in for strike 1. 4.05 ERA for Ledbetter, 9 strikeouts in his 6 2/3 innings. Does have 1 start under his belt. The 0-1 pitch, another breaking ball, fought off for strike 2 by Cole Collins. Jaden Lucas goes 3 1/3 innings. Allowed 4 hits, 3 walks, 3 strikeouts. Right now he'd be credited with 3 runs, but the man out at second base, Patrick Clark, would go to his total if he came around to score. With 1 out, the 0-2 pitch. Collins bounds one towards third. It is Metzger on the run, makes the throw across to first base. That'll get Cole Collins. Up to third goes Clark. Clark goes running behind Metzger as he came charging in for that ground ball. Clark moving up behind him, getting 90 feet closer to home. 2 down. It'll be Bo Benedictson, the catcher, that'll step in. The 3-hitter, he had a single through the left side of the infield his first time up. Did he go around? No. Only a 2-man crew for us here today, so the umpire in the infield is back behind the mound having to make that call on the check swing. Not the best angle to make that call. It's a 1-0 pitch from Ledbetter, goes to the backstop, and a race to the base. Home plate. Sliding in, Patrick Clark on the wild pitch makes it 4-1. It'll be a 2-0 count for Benedictson. And the bases are empty with 2 away. So that'll close the book on Jaden Lucas. 4 runs allowed in 3 1/3 inning. A 2-0 pitch from Ledbetter. Misses high and inside with the fastball. Base is empty with 2 down. Top of the 4th, 2 runs in here this frame. A 3-0 pitch in for a strike. Riverhawks will have to find their way back into this one. It was a big inning in the 2 games on Wednesday that kept them in there. Strike 2 called. Benedictson was a third of the way down the line before he puts the brakes on, thinking he had drawn that walk. And Benedictson now going to have a conversation with his third base coach before the upcoming full count pitch. Tristan Ledbetter battles his way back into this one. Back on Wednesday, out in Coos Bay in that doubleheader against the Lakers, the Riverhawks had a couple of big innings that helped propel them to the victory. So they'll like to see that again here, get a big inning to regain this lead. A 3-2 pitch, strike 3 called. And that will finish things off for the Lakers in the top of the 4th. Bo Benedictson twice thought he had a walk, ends up with a strikeout looking. And he'll be the final out here in the top of the 4th. A pair of runs come in for Southwestern Oregon. 2 runs on 1 hit. There were 2 errors and nobody left on base. We head to the bottom of the 4th. Riverhawks work to do, trailing by 3 here on Riverhawks TV. Noah Kiley, Trevor Ratliff, and Jackson Marble, the three hitters, due up here in the fourth inning for the Riverhawks. First pitch misses, ball one to Kiley, a strikeout victim back in the first against Isaiah Kabua. Strike taken, 1-1 count. 4-1. Swak has scored in each of the last three innings, their last three trips up to the plate. Ball fouled back for strike two. UCC softball in action today. Boy, do they have a tough one. They're taking on the Southwestern Oregon Lakers, who are ranked number 1 in the most recent coaches poll. The 1-2 pitch. Strike three taken. Frozen at the plate. Noah Kiley goes down looking. Fourth strikeout in the game for Kabua. One away. Trevor Ratliff, a walk and a run scored back in the second. We'll try to get something going. That is a big one. It's a pitch in the air, lifted, shallow center field. Ratliff will not get on this time around. Flies out to the second baseman, who makes the play in the outfield. Quickly two down here for Kabua.
Next batter, first baseman Jackson.
Swak, the number 1 ranked team, they're leading 1-0 in that one. They got started at noon as well. So let's see here. That one's in the bottom of the fourth. Tight ball game there. Pitch low, ball one to Jackson Marble. Laid down a sac bunt in the second. So right now the Umpqua women, the softball team, hanging in there with Swak as a ball fought off right side. It'll be a race of the bag, and covering is Kabua, and he won't get there. Doesn't get his foot on the bag in time at first. And they are going to give Marble first base. He will get on safely. Kabua stomping on the bag, but a hair late. As Marble will go racing on. That'll be a single for Jackson Marble. Kind of found the spot between the fielders on the first base side. First pitch swinging away for Jeremiah Robbins out into shallow right field. And that quickly squashes any sort of two-out rally for the Riverhawks here in the fourth. Marble gets on with a little infield single, but gets stranded at first, and the Riverhawks go down quietly here in the fourth inning. No runs, one hit, no errors, one man left on. We are through 4 innings here in this 9-inning ball game. It is all Swak so far, 4-1 here on Riverhawks TV. Headed to the top of the fifth inning. It's a 4-1 score in favor of the Southwestern Oregon Lakers. Leading off is Furuhata, who will take a breaking ball from Tristan Ledbetter on the mound. The right-hander whips in a breaking ball for strike one. Another one ends up in the dirt for a 1-1 count. Ledbetter taking over for Jaden Lucas in the fourth inning. And got the next two batters that he faced. A ground out and a strikeout, so he has faced two so far and gotten 2 outs. He's getting his first full inning of work. He'll give a ground ball up the middle, and Furuhata will work it through past a diving attempt from Davis. Second base hit in the game for Furuhata.
Next batter, number 20, Grayson.
Fifth hit in the ball game for Swak. Furuhata, last year a first-team South Region infielder. He was, I remember it being him being a force at the plate last year for that Swak team that finished 4th place in the South Region. Bunt attempt by Grayson Grover misses for strike 1. Well, as we were checking in on that UCC softball score out there at Southwestern Oregon, the Lakers exploding in the bottom of the 4th. They've put up a couple more runs. They lead it 3-0 over UCC. 0-1 pitch, again squaring the bunt outside. Elsewhere in the South Region baseball schedule today, you've got Mount Hood Community College on the road in Eugene taking on Lane Community College. They will just be getting things underway there, starting at 1 o'clock. 1-1 pitch, runner going. They had the hit and run on. The ball up the middle. Davis, his only play is to go to first, with the runner getting the head start. Bounding ball up the middle. The shortstop, Taylor Davis, only play he had was to get Grover at first base. So he won't get credit for a sacrifice, but basically does the same. Grover moves Furuhata to scoring position out at second. Off-speed pitch catches the top of the zone to Horikawa, who is 0 for 1 in the game, a sac bunt and a strikeout in his 2 at-bats against Jaden Lucas. The 0-1, just outside. So Mount Hood at Lane, those two teams battling it out right now, trying for that that 3rd spot in the South Region standings. And then Chemeketa is at Lynn Benton today. It's a swing and a miss. Big cut. Whiffing on the breaking ball. A 1-2 count for Horikawa. Chemeketa in last place right now. Lynn Benton tied for first with Umpqua. Both teams 11-3 at the top of the South Region standings currently. The 1-2 pitch. Horikawa takes strike 3. That one slicing right through the zone, down looking. Horikawa, his second strikeout in the game. Also the second strikeout for Tristan Ledbetter in relief of Jaden Lucas. CJ Bonner will stand in. He is 0 for 2 in the game, reached on an error in the second. There's 2 away. First pitch misses, ball 1 against Bonner. Out at second base after a leadoff single, Furuhata still on base in scoring position. Throw to second will not be in time to get Furuhata. Right now you got Lynn Benton at the top of the standings along with Umpqua. Then Lane at 9-5. Is 2 games back. There's a ground ball comebacker at the mound. Over to first base. Ledbetter will make the play. Sharp hands on the comebacker for the Umpqua pitcher as he snags that one and trots over to first to make the out and finish off the inning. Sharp right in front of the face there for Ledbetter. So he gets that final out, and that'll leave a man stranded in scoring position. First inning since the first inning that the Riverhawks do not give up a run against the Lakers. No runs, 1 hit, there were no errors, and 1 man left on base. They go to the bottom of the 5th inning here on Riverhawks TV. Caden Kunert leads things off for the Umpqua Riverhawks here in the bottom of the fifth. Takes outside for ball one. Kunert, Metzger, and Davis, your three batters, due up a 2-0 count. As Kunert will take. He reached on a fielder's choice that drove in the first run and only run in the game for the Riverhawks. 2-0 pitch, high and away. Caden Kunert currently on a 4-game hit streak. And he will draw a walk to get on. So it doesn't add to his hit streak, but does get a runner on to lead things off for the Riverhawks here in the fifth. Third walk in the contest for Kabua. That'll bring up Aiden Metzger. During that 4-game hit streak for Caden Kunert, batting .583. He's had a hot bat as of late. Batting in the 8th spot here today. He gets on. And it'll be Metzger who takes outside for ball one. Aiden Metzger, a strikeout in the third. And over to the mound, Caleb Long will have a quick conversation with Isaiah Kabua. I'll check in again. Now they've made it through the 4th inning, and SWAC, the #1 team in the coaches' poll for softball. The Lakers, they put it on the Riverhawks. They add 5 to their total. It's 6-0. The Southwestern Oregon Lakers leading the Umpqua Riverhawks softball team. Game 1 of their doubleheader out there. Game 1 of our twin bill here, a 9-inning contest, bottom of the 5th, a 4-1 lead for SWAC, and a strike across to 1-1 count. As the conversation between Long and Kabua seems to have at least done some sort of benefit for the pitcher. The 1-1. Inside, almost got him, just missing the batter. Metzger back in with a 2-1 count. A 2-1 delivery for Kabua is low and outside, out at first base. Going to get back to the bag. Kunert thought about maybe trying to advance as the ball looked like it had a chance to get away from Benedictson behind the plate. Makes the decision to put the brakes on and stay at first. 3-1 pitch to Metzger. In for a strike. The count goes full. Sun shining. We've worked our way into 60 degrees here this afternoon in the Umpqua Basin. A 3-2 pitch from Kabua, and that'll be a dead ball. Hit by pitch. It's either going to be ball 4 or earning his way on with the hit by pitch. First hit batter in the ball game for Kabua. And the Riverhawks, a little bit of action brewing for him here in the 5th inning. Taylor Davis, top of the order as we go through the lineup for a third time. Squares to bunt, puts it down third base side. What a bunt. It will just trickle foul. Caleb Long came charging in, and he made the right decision at the last minute to not field that ball. It looked like it had a chance to stay fair. He lets it roll a bit longer. It was not going to have much of a chance to make a play at any base on the infield, and he made the smart decision. It rolls just into foul territory for strike one. Riverhawks trailing by 3, bring the game-tying run up to the plate. Playing in at first is Bonner. He'll come charging in. The ball goes towards first base. Fields and throws. Covering the bag was Grover. A sac bunt for Davis. 1 away, 2 runners in scoring position now for the Riverhawks.
Now batting center fielder, Shiloh Wilson.
Shiloh Wilson will come up to bat, 2 in scoring position in the heart of the order coming up here for the Riverhawks. Wilson 0 for 2 in the game. Last time reached on a fielder's choice back in the 3rd. Takes a look at the first pitch for strike one. A 4-1 score in the bottom of the 5th. Riverhawks put 1 run across in the 2nd. That tied the game up at 1 apiece at the time. Southwestern Oregon has added runs in the third and then 2 in the fourth to build this 3-run advantage. A 2-0 pitch here for Wilson. I believe it's 1 and 2. Yeah, there we go. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Wilson at the plate with 2 in scoring position. High and away. Count goes to 2 and 2. Talked about how the Southwestern Oregon Lakers, their last 6 games have all been decided by 3 runs or less. So they've been in a lot of close ones. So have the Riverhawks. It's a 2-2 pitch here for Wilson. Fouled off. So they've played 14 league games. That's all of their league games. And they've won 11 of their last 14. And 12 of those 14 have been decided by 3 runs or less. So once they got into league play, things have been very competitive for the Umpqua Riverhawks against other South Region competition. Breaking ball stays up at the eyeballs. A full count now for Wilson. The Riverhawks this season are 10-4 in games decided by 3 runs or less. So they've been good in tight ball games. They need to come back here. 3-2 pitch. Fouled it off to stay alive. That one, I think, fouled off the catcher. In games that are even tighter, so 3 runs or less, the Riverhawks are 10-4. 2 runs or less, UCC 8-1 this season. 3-2 pitch again, and once again fought off by Wilson. A lengthy at-bat here with 1 out and 2 on. On the mound, Isaiah Kabua trying to get that second out, battling against Wilson. Wilson belts one down to the right field line. It's fair. It's all the way to the warning track in off the fence. This will drive in 2 as Shiloh heads into second base with a 2-run double, and it's a 1-run ball game. Shiloh Wilson with a rip down the right field line that will drive in a pair. A big 2-run double for the 2-hitter. That ball right down the line. Long run out there for Horikawa, and he had no chance of getting to it. Prompts a visit out to the mound for a conversation. His coming in to score was Kunert from third and Metzger from second to make it a 1-run ball game. 4-3 our score, still just 1 out here in the 5th inning, and the Riverhawks have the game-tying runner in scoring position. It'll bring up Jackson Thompson, who's 0 for 1 in the game, a walk and a strikeout for him. We'll resume play. No pitching change yet, but the Lakers do have an arm up and throwing.
Number 11, Jackson Thompson.
In the bullpen for Swak is Ezra James. One out. Jackson Thompson at the plate with Shiloh Wilson at second. Swinging through the first pitch for strike 1. Taking a look. They're still scoreless between Mount Hood and Lane, it looks like. And Lynn Benton leading Chemeketa 1-0 in the second inning of that doubleheader, game 1. Squaring to bunt, put it down. It goes back towards the mound, fielded by Kabua, and he can't get it to first in time. He tossed it softly over to first base, and it just did not have enough zip behind it to try and get Jackson Thompson. Yeah, that ball well behind. And Thompson on safely up to third base. Goes Shiloh Wilson. That'll be an infield single for Thompson. And you've got runners on the corners with still just one out. So the game-tying run now at third for the Riverhawks, and the go-ahead runner is at first. Noah Kiley, the cleanup hitter. First pitch, swinging away. It's a new batter in this spot. Noah Kiley comes out here. This is going to be Taj Flora, a big freshman out of Sutherland High School. Ripped a foul ball on the first offering he saw. Noah Kiley had been 0 for 2 with a couple of strikeouts, and Taj tries to lay down a bunt that is fouled away for strike 2. So they try to play some small ball to manufacture the game-tying run. Taj couldn't get it down in fair territory. He'll stand back in with the 0-2 count, just one out. A sac fly could do the trick to tie us up here. Kabua, breaking ball, misses low. 1-2 count. Low and inside. So the Riverhawks have rallied back to make this a tight one here. A one-run ball game, trying to tie it up. Kabua, the 1-2 pitch. Strike 3 on the inside corner taken. The cleanup hitter, whether Noah Kiley or now Taj Flora, 3 strikeouts for the Riverhawks. That's not what you need out of that cleanup spot. You need some production there, and that is not it. Trevor Ratliff will try to now be the hero in this bottom of the 5th. He takes on the outside corner for strike 1. For Isaiah Kabua, that was his 5th strikeout in the game, and it was a big one with runners on the corners and the game-tying run at third. 0-1. Ratliff will put it in the air out towards right center. Playable for Cole Collins. Makes the catch, and that'll retire the side. That's what they needed in the previous at-bat for the Riverhawks. But they do get a couple on the board, and they get this one a little bit closer. 4-3 our score as the Riverhawks 2 runs on 2 hits. There are no errors and 2 runners left on base. Head to the top of the 6th inning. It is 4-3. The Lakers in front of the Riverhawks here on Riverhawks TV. Top of the 6th in a 9-inning ball game. Sunshine in here at Champion Car Wash Field in Roseburg. As a first pitch, check swing, strike 1 for Caleb Long. Out of the 8th spot, he has been productive with a couple of hits, an RBI, and a run scored. Facing Tristan Ledbetter, the 0-1 is a breaking ball that is called strike 2. 4-3 our score. Getting to the final third of this scheduled 9-inning contest. The 0-2. It's a ground ball tapper at third base side, and that's a fair ball. At third base, Aiden Metzger, indecisive. Metzger came in, thought about fielding it at first, then had other ideas of maybe letting it go to see if it would go foul, but he stuck his glove out there and couldn't get it out of the way in time. It'll be an infield single for Caleb Long, who is now 3 for 3 in this ball game. Throw down to first base. Patrick Clark at the plate, showed a bunt. He took for ball 1. And then behind the dish, Jeremiah Robbins there trying to see if he could get Caleb Long off the bag at first. No going there. A 1-0, a bunt. It is popped back to the mound, barehanded by Ledbetter. His throw to first will be in time. A sac bunt for Clark. 1 away, and Caleb Long is up to second base. Top of the order coming up to bat. Now, this has been a guy that's been hot.
Next batter, number 1,
Ayuma Yazawa will step in. And in the doubleheader on Wednesday against the Riverhawks, boy, was he a tough out. He was 6 for 10. Big leg kick. The lefty takes a breaking ball for strike 1. This is the final batter to face off against Tristan Ledbetter for the first time. The on-deck hitter Cole Collins was the first man up after the pitching change. Jaden Lucas hoping the team can bail him out on taking a loss here today as they pitch high and away, 1-1. Yazawa 6 for 10 in the leadoff spot against the Riverhawks in the doubleheader back on Wednesday when UCC had a 6-3 and a 9-7 win in both games there for UCC. So he was dangerous in that spot. He is 0 for 2 here today with a walk. He does have an RBI as he takes a 2-1 count. Yazawa has hit back to the mound in both of his balls that he's put into play. He walked in the first inning, and in the second and in the fourth, he's hit a comebacker to the mound. He takes a strike, a 2-2 count. Pitchers actually had quite a bit of activity defensively on the mound for the Riverhawks here today. Yazawa with a couple of sharply hit balls back to Jaden Lucas. 2-2 pitch misses outside from Ledbetter. Yazawa, a couple of comebackers. And he had a couple of sac bunt in there, another comebacker from C.J. Bonner in the order. So, yeah, pitchers have been working out there defensively for UCC. 3-2 pitch from Ledbetter. Strike 3 called inside corner. Yazawa cannot believe it. He goes down looking. Third strikeout in the game for Ledbetter. 2 away. Cole Collins will bat. Cole Collins will stand in to face what was a former teammate of his in Legion Summer Baseball. A couple of Douglas County kids squaring off here. Cole from Oakland and Tristan from Douglas High School, just a little south of us here. First pitch in for a strike. Two played together on the Roseburg Dr. Stewart's American Legion baseball team. 0-1 pitch, check swing, went around. It gets away from Robbins, and that'll move the runner up to third. Heading to third base goes Caleb Long on what'll be a wild pitch, but it was good for strike 2 against Collins. With 2 down, there's a runner at third. And an 0-2 count for Cole Collins, who is looking for his first hit. He's technically 0 for 1 with a ground out to third. The 0-2 bounces in front of the plate. Runner takes off from third, trying to tag and not able to get it. Slipping with his feet out from underneath him. Jeremiah Robbins cannot apply the tag at home. Jeremiah Robbins, a diving attempt to try and apply that tag, and he just out of his reach. So makes it a 2-run lead once again. A 1-2 count for Cole Collins with nobody on base. Breaking ball misses outside from Ledbetter. A couple of breaking balls that ended up off the turf and hard to handle for Robbins behind the plate. And Caleb Long took third on one and then scores on another. 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Comes 2 pitches too late, unfortunately, for the Riverhawks. They get through the top of the 6th. A couple of strikeouts in there for Tristan Ledbetter. but a couple of wild pitches helped Caleb Long move around the bases, and he comes in to score. 1 run, 1 hit, no errors, nobody left on. We will head to the bottom of the 6th inning. It's a 2-run lead for the visiting Swauk Lakers here on Riverhawks TV. Leading off will be Jackson Marble. He'll face a new arm on the mound, Ezra James, a right-hander taking over, the freshman out of Lincoln City. Relieves Isaiah Kabua. And he'll miss low again. A 2-0 count here to start things off for Jackson Marble. Ezra James making his 7th appearance on the season. It's his 5th time out of the bullpen. Misses low on the outside corner, and it's a 3-0 count to start against Jackson Marble. The 6th hitter in the lineup for the Riverhawks will lead things off, followed by Robbins and Kunert. At the belt buckle, inner half for a strike on the 3-0 pitch. James has got a 1-1 win-loss record, 15 2/3 innings, 13 strikeouts, 12 walks in those 15 2/3. Ground ball fouled away down the left field side. Comes in Ezra James with an 8.62 ERA. He'll try to hang on to a 2-run lead for the Lakers. Jackson Marble 1 for 1 in the game, a sac bunt and a single. He will flare one out towards right field, and he'll have his second base hit of the game, a leadoff base hit to right field. And Jackson Marble has gone opposite field twice. And he gets a leadoff man on base for UCC. We're in the bottom of the 6th, so still 9 outs to work with for the Riverhawks. We'll see if they use one of those outs here for Jeremiah Robbins to try and sacrifice the runner into scoring position. Robbins is 1 for 2. Did not show a bunt. He will... I'm not sure if they say it goes around or if that was called for a strike. Either way, it is strike 1. See if that changes the approach in the at-bat. Nope. Outside. Throw down to first base. Not in time. As Marble goes diving back in. So Jeremiah Robbins, he had a single to left field. Back in the 2nd. That was the first hit of the game for the Riverhawks. 1-1. It beans him. And that'll help put a runner in scoring position. Didn't have to sacrifice anything except for the body. Jeremiah Robbins, the catcher,
Number 10,
gets plunked on that pitch. That's the second hit batter for the Riverhawks today. Aiden Metzger, who's now the on-deck hitter, also hit by a pitch back in the 5th. Ezra James will now face Caden Cooner with runners at first and second and nobody out. Now we may get to some small ball here. Playing in, C.J. Bonner, the first baseman. The bunt goes third base side. And the throw to first will get away. A run will come in to score. 1 run scores, and that's all they're going to get. But it will be a 1-run ball game once again. The bunt laid down by Cooner. The first baseman, Bonner, as he's falling away, tries to throw to first. His throw gets away from Grayson Grover, the second baseman. And that easily allows Marble to score. And from first all the way to third goes Jeremiah Robbins. Caden Cooner ends up at second. So it is 5-4, and a sacrifice bunt attempt. A spectacular grab by the catcher, Benedictson, on a pop-up in foul territory. I think he knocked it up with his glove and then caught it with the bare hand. Nice job, Benedictson, just in the nick of time. What a play. There's your first out. Back to the top of the order here for the Riverhawks. Runners at second and third with 1 away. First pitch, strike 1 to Taylor Davis. Davis with the infield pulled in. He's got the game-tying run at third. He fouls off a pitch. So it is an 0-2 count. Davis swings through a breaking ball from James for strike 3. 2 down. First strikeout for Ezra James.
Next batter, center fielder,
Shiloh Wilson, a 2-run double back in the 5th that helped close the gap in this one and give the Riverhawks a chance to try and tie it up in the 5th inning. They were unable to do so then, but he's got up to bat here with a chance to try and do it himself. Base hit could drive in the game-tying run, if not more, as the first pitch fouled away. Here in this frame, 1 hit, 1 error. And the Riverhawks have put 1 run on the board. Trying to add a second to tie it up. The 0-1 pitch to Wilson. Bounces away. Here comes the game-tying run. Diving in without a play at the plate. Scoring will be Jeremiah Robbins on the wild pitch. And it's tied up here in the 6th. Five our score. Robbins scores. Coonert up to third at the plate. Shiloh Wilson now with a chance to drive in the go-ahead run and give the Riverhawks their first lead of the day. Wilson will take high and away. So wild pitches for both pitchers. Both pitching staffs have been troublesome. It allowed runs to come in the top of the 5th and allows the game-tying run to come in here in the bottom of the 5th. Strike taken by Wilson. He's got himself a 2-2 count. Tie ball game, 5-5. Ezra James, the reliever, on the mound. 2-2 pitch, outside. Isaiah Kabua went 5 innings. He allowed just 3 runs on 4 hits, 3 walks, 5 strikeouts, and 1 hit batter. And now with the score tied, he will get a no decision. The same can be said for Jaden Lucas, a no decision for him starting for UCC. A comebacker up the middle, fielded by James. He will flip it over to first base, and that'll get us out of things here in the bottom of the 6th. But the Riverhawks will tie it up and send us to the 7th inning with this one knotted at 5. For UCC, they get 2 runs on 1 hit, 1 error, and 1 runner left on base. 5-5 heading to the 7th here on Riverhawks TV. Well, we got ourselves a whole new ball game here as we head to the 7th inning. It is a 5-5 score. Bullpens will be responsible for this one the rest of the way. Tristan Ledbetter took over in the 4th. He will fire in a sweeping curveball, swung on and missed by Bo Benedictson for strike 1. Final in game 1 of the doubleheader between UCC and Southwestern Oregon in softball. 6-0. SWAC, the number 1 team in the Coaches Bowl, gets the victory in game 1 against the Riverhawks. 1-1 count for Bo Benedictson. He is 1 for 3 today with a pair of strikeouts. The 1-1 takes a strike on the outside corner. Benedictson, his last strikeout, came against Tristan Ledbetter, and if I'm not mistaken, that was the one that he thought he had ball 4 twice and didn't get it. Flares one out of play. Yeah, it'll get into the netting just in front of the grandstands down to the right by the first base dugout for UCC. Game 1 of our twin bill here. 9 innings in this one, 7 innings in the next one. 5-5 our score at the moment. Strike 3 called on a breaking ball outside corner. Benedictson was leaning at that one, and he's going to think that he got robbed of that one, but he will head back to the dugout with yet another strikeout. And out of the bullpen and onto the mound, Tristan Ledbetter has rung up 5 batters with a strikeout. And he has had 4 strikeouts looking. Ground ball, foul third base side for strike 1. To get things started for Daichi Furuhata. Furuhata is 2 for 3 in the game with a pair of singles, has an RBI. Nobody on with 1 out. He'll take a breaking ball in there for a strike. There is an arm throwing in the bullpen for SWAC at the moment. The 0-2. Reaching. It's popped up first base side. Playable for Marble, and he's underneath it. 2 down. Furuhata just threw the bat at that 2-strike pitch. Ended up getting it to pop up and stay in fair territory, but very playable. That'll bring up Grayson Grover. Hitting .306 coming into today's series. He takes ball 1. Ledbetter's 1-0 delivery out of the windup. Fastball outside. In the bullpen throwing C.J. Bonner for Southwestern Oregon. 3-0 count as one bounces off the plate for Ledbetter. He falls behind here. C.J. Bonner, the first baseman. possibly could come in as the next reliever for Swak. 3-0 pitch. Ledbetter stays in the at-bat, gets a strike call on the low outside corner. This Southwestern Oregon team, they've got a lot of guys that are position and pitchers. It's a 3-1 pitch up the middle for a base knock by Grover. So a 2-out single. Grover will have his first hit in the game. 7th hit in the contest for the Lakers. Ledbetter will try to see if he can strand that runner on at first with 2 outs here. Needs one more. He'll face Horikawa, who is 0 for 2 in the game, a sac bunt and a pair of strikeouts. One of those against Ledbetter. Out of the stretch for Tristan. He will fire a breaking ball, fouled away for strike 1. Steady, heavy dose of that curveball for Tristan. It's been a good pitch for him for the most part. A couple of strikeouts with it. He's got the 0-1 count. Outside, 1 ball, 1 strike with 2 away. And a man at first. The Riverhawks have some stretching going on in their bullpen, but nobody throwing. As another breaking ball swung on and missed. Horikawa behind 1-2. Guessed at the location on that one, could not find it. And he finds himself behind with 2 strikes. The 1-2 pitch is a line drive right side. It'll get into right field, and that is a base knock. Grayson Grover had to pull off some matrix stuff over there. That was trying to dodge bullets. That laser goes right by him. Nearly hit him. But he was able to hold up on his run to second base just enough to let the ball go by into right field. And that'll put Horikawa at first, a 2-strike single into right field. And now a little bit of a 2-out rally going here for the Lakers. A pitch misses for ball 1. It is C.J. Bonner that'll bat. Comes out of the bullpen where he was throwing. Swings through the 1-0 pitch. Bonner is 0 for 3 in the game. Reached on an error in the second. Was later thrown out at home. Ledbetter's 1-1 outside. And Tristan got the first 2 outs fairly quickly, but he's given up back-to-back 1-out singles. Back-to-back 2-out singles. The 2-1 fouled back. Out at second base, Grayson Grover. At first base, Hiroto Horikawa. Tie ball game, 5-5 here in the top of the 7th. The Riverhawks tying it up in the bottom of the 6th. Pitch in the dirt. Runners off the bags. Throw down to first base. Can they get the tag down in time is the question, and no is the answer. Jackson Marble covering the bag late. He was playing back, so he had to race to get there. Robbins' throw a little high. If that throw was on target, maybe they had a chance. Everybody was racing to the bag, and just there in the nick of time, Horikawa gets back. Full count pitch for Ledbetter. C.J. Bonner goes around and fouls it off the hands. He'll stay alive, and the runners will head back to their bags, both moving on the pitch to the plate. So we'll do the full count pitch once again with 2 outs, 2 on. Tie ball game here in the 7th. Ledbetter delivers and misses low and outside to walk him full. And that brings up a dangerous hitter in Caleb Long, who is 3 for 3 today.
Now batting number 15, Caleb Long.
Caleb has got a bloop double, a liner into center field for a base hit, and then got lucky on a bunt single. So he has found some good spots to put the baseball. Can he do it again? He'll take a breaking ball for a strike. Tristan Ledbetter in a big moment here. 7th inning with the game tied. He gets a strike across on the breaking ball, and Long is behind 0-2. Ledbetter has worked himself into a jam, trying to work himself out. The 0-2 pitch is up the middle, racing, diving attempt by Davis, can't get there. 2 runs will score, and back in front goes Swak on the base hit up the middle. 4th hit in the game for Caleb Long. He drives in a pair and ends up at second on the throw to third. Bonner goes first to third. Grover scores. Horikawa scores. A 2-out rally here for Swak has given them a 2-run advantage. The 9-hitter, Patrick Clark, up to bat. He's looking for his first hit of the game. Takes a strike at the top of the zone. Patrick Clark, 3 for 7 for the Lakers in the doubleheader back on Wednesday. So he was swinging it well out of his spot in the lineup, batting 9th here in game 1 of our doubleheader. 0-1 pitch, he swings and misses. Second time through the order here, was going fairly smooth for Tristan, but after getting the first 2 outs, he's given up 3 hits and a walk, and now has allowed 2 runs. The 0-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. A strikeout. Throw down to first base. That will finish off the frame. So strikeout to finish it for Ledbetter, his 6th in the ball game, but he got dinged up a bit there. 2 runs on 3 hits. There were no errors for the Riverhawks, and 2 runners left on base. Go to the bottom of the 7th. Once again, the Umpqua Riverhawks finding themselves in a need to come back against the Southwestern Oregon Lakers here on Riverhawks TV. Bottom of the 7th here in a 9-inning contest. Umpqua Riverhawks trailing by a pair, 7-5 our score. Ezra James out for another inning of work. Misses outside, ball 1. He gave up 2 runs on a hit. A hit batter. There was an error in there. He gave up a pair in his last outing, or his last inning. Does get a strike across as he faces Jackson Thompson here. Thompson is 1 for 2 today with a walk and a bunt single. The 1-1 pitch. Got him to lift it in the air out towards left center. High fly ball on this sunny afternoon. Fighting the sun. Cole Collins will make the play. 1 away.
Next batter,
Clouds have burned off quite a bit here, and the sun is shining brightly as the temperature's climbing into the 60s. We are expecting maybe upper 60s this afternoon. Right now sitting at 63 as this game is close to hitting the 2-hour mark. First pitch fouled away by Taj Flora, who gets his second at-bat. Flora stayed in defensively in right field for Noah Kiley after a pinch hit appearance in the 5th. Fouls off the first one. 0-1 pitch is popped up towards right field. It's going to be deep enough for Horikawa to come in and make the grab. And a couple of fly ball outs for Ezra James has him ahead here in the 7th. 2 down. Trevor Ratliff will try to see if he can start a 2-out rally, much like what Swak did in the top of the 7th. Now the first pitch goes behind him. So Ratliff will start off with a 1-0 count. Two outs, nobody on. Bottom of the 7th. Pitch low and outside, gets away, 2-0 count. Swak has scored in the first, 1 in the first, 1 in the 3rd, 2 in the 4th, 1 in the 6th, and 2 in the 7th for their 7 runs. It's a 2-0 pitch. Grounder left side. Furuhata, the shortstop, gets to it, hesitates, throw to first just in time. For the Riverhawks, they will not do much here in the 7th inning as they try to rally after giving up the lead in the top half of the 7th inning as they go down quietly in order. 1, 2, 3. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on. We will head to the 8th inning. A 2-run lead for Swak. The Lakers leading the Riverhawks on Riverhawks TV. Yazawa, Collins, and Benedictson due up for the Southwestern Oregon Lakers as we head to the 8th inning. Yazawa takes outside, ball 1. Yazawa out of Kanazawa, Japan. He was a second-team All-South Region selection last year as an outfielder. Fouls back of the pitch, 1-1. Sophomore left-handed batter. Big leg kick as he gets into his swing. 1-1 count for Tristan Ledbetter. Breaking ball, and Yazawa just pokes the bat at it to foul it off. And out in front in the at-bat here is Tristan Ledbetter. A 1-2 pitch. Fouled away. Ledbetter had retired 5 straight, leading into the 2-out rally in that 7th inning for Swak, where they were able to score 2 runs with 2 outs and take the lead back in their favor. Low and outside, 2-2 now for Ledbetter. Tristan out of his stretch, or out of the windup, I should say, and the ball fouled off again. Yazawa, difficult out, continues to be pesky at the plate. Mentioned he went 6 for 10 in the series against UCC back on Wednesday. He came in today, though, only batting .247. Gets behind one out towards the alley in right center. That ball is well struck on the run. Wilson will not get there. It rolls off the wall. He bobbles it around a little bit. Heading for third goes Yazawa. The throw is not going to get there in time. It's a leadoff triple. And the first hit in the ballgame for Ayumu Yazawa. He was able to pull that one to the right center field alley, one of the deepest parts of the park here at Champion Car Wash Field. And he takes full advantage. Shiloh Wilson and Taj Flora out there trying to run that one down, but neither had a chance to get to it in the air. Hit off the wall. Wilson bobbled a bit. I don't think he was going to have much of a chance to try and get it in time to get Yazawa going to third. Swing and a miss on the first pitch to Cole Collins, who is 0 for 2 in the game. He has had 2 at-bats against Ledbetter so far, as Tristan starting his third time through the order. Swing and a miss on a breaking ball, and Collins behind 0-2. Infield playing in with the runner at third and less than 2 outs. Cole Collins came into today hitting .237 on the season. 0-2 pitch to Collins. Bounces. And holding at third base is Yazawa. Does not try to attack. We've seen a run scored on a wild pitch for both teams so far. It's a 1-2 count. Outside. Swak led by 3 when it was 4-1 after 4 innings. They're trying to stretch it back out to a 3+ run lead as the 2-2 pitch just misses off the corner. The full count pitch, and Collins will draw a walk. After falling behind to start out the at-bat, he works his way back in.
Next batter, number 33, Bo Benedictson.
So runners on the corners. There is activity brewing in the bullpen right now for UCC. Bo Benedictson will stand in. He is 1 for 4. He's had a couple of strikeouts that he did not necessarily agree with. Bunt goes to first base side, and out at first will be Benedictson. That moves Collins up to second as the runner Yazawa stays at third. He was halfway down the line or close to it. Decided not to try and score, despite Ledbetter really not having much of a chance to try and look him back. But it does put 2 runners in scoring position with 1 out as Benedictson will lay down the sac bunt. Daichi Furuhata, nope. They put Furuhata on. Furuhata will get intentionally walked to load up the bases. And that'll bring up Grayson Grover for a strike 1 pitch on a breaking ball. So Grover, after the intentional walk to Furuhata, Grover stands in. He is 1 for 3 in this game. Had a single his last time up against. There's a chance at 2. A dive to the bag at second, not in time. A line drive for Grover right at Jackson Thompson. Thompson then tried to dive to the bag at second for the double play, and it's ruled safe out there. We'll take a look at that one on the replay here in just a second. 2 away. Ledbetter needs 1 more. It'll be Horikawa up to bat. He's going to hit one, and it's going to get down. This is going to add to the lead for the Lakers. It's rolling all the way to the fence. 2 runs will score. A 3rd run coming around is Horikawa going to third base. The tag down in time, but the run will count So that'll be 3 runs that come in on the double by Horikawa. He is cut down at third base, trying to stretch it in to a triple. That'll end the frame, but a big one there for the Lakers. They stretch it to their biggest lead of the game at 10-5. Take a look at this here. We don't have to go anywhere necessarily. This was the play that almost ended it. The double play attempt on the line drive to the second baseman. Ooh, that one was close. That inches, possibly, that could have ended that inning. Instead, it'll be a 3-run 8th inning for the Lakers. We'll be back in a moment on Riverhawks TV. Jackson Marble will lead things off for UCC as we go to the bottom of the 8th inning. Swak has exploded for a 5-run lead after scoring 3 runs in the top of the 8th inning on a double by Horikawa. 1-0 count. Marble will take high and inside, a 2-0 count as he faces off against Ezra James, who's now in a position to get a win here after coming on in relief and giving up a lead. He'll fire in a strike, 2-1 count against Marble, who is 2 for 2 in the game, a sac bunt and a pair of singles. Ground ball left side, at the hole at short, knocked it down but couldn't make a play. Furuhata, nice job to get to it, but could not come up throwing. That'll be a 3rd hit in the game for Jackson Marble. And he is on to lead things off as the Riverhawks need a rally here. And Jackson Marble trying to provide that with that leadoff single. Jeremiah Robbins will bat. Trailing by 5. I don't expect that we're going to see him try to bunt anybody over. And on the mound, James will step off. Marble having a big day. He came in struggling at the plate. And that is the 2nd time against Ezra James that Jeremiah Robbins has been hit by a pitch. 3rd time a batter's been hit by a pitch in this game for the Riverhawks. And that'll put 2 runners on. They need 5 to tie it up, so got to start somewhere. Jackson Marble coming into today was batting .054, and he's got 3 hits and also has a sac bunt. First pitch, strike 1 against Caden Kunert. Kunert without a hit today. He's got his hit streak on the line. He's hit safely in 4 straight games. He's going to chop one high towards third base, but it's going to go foul. Baltimore chop there high off the turf just in front of home. Let's take a look-see at the South Region scoreboard here as this afternoon wears on. They're in the top of the fifth. Lane leading against Mount Hood, 3-1. And in the top of the fifth, Chemeketa leading against Lynn Benton, 4-2. That favors UCC. Pitch outside, a 1-2 count for Caden Cooner. Right now, UCC trying to keep pace with Lynn Benton. The two teams are tied for first place, so if the Riverhawks are unable to rally back here, they'd like to see Lynn Benton lose against Chemeketa. The 1-2 to Cooner, swing and a miss at a breaking ball for strike 3. One away. That is the second strikeout for Ezra James. It's the first here in the 8th inning. Aiden Metzger, the 9 hitter, 0 for 2, hit by a pitch and scored a run back in the 5th. Takes outside, ball 1. Aiden Metzger came into today's action, batting .295. The 1-0 pitch is at the top of the zone for a strike. Well, the Umpqua Riverhawks have had their chances, but have not been able to capitalize on all of them completely. Had a chance to tie the game up earlier, couldn't do it, finally did, and then immediately give up the lead again as they strike across, a 1-2 count for the 9-hitter Metzger. Riverhawks with 1 in the 2nd, 2 in the 5th, and 2 in the 6th. Here in the bottom of the 8th, they trail by 5 with 2 on and 1 out. 1-2 pitch in the dirt at second base. The runner off the bag, heading for third. In a rundown is Marble. He will head back towards third, and he'll dive in. He might have gotten there. No, out at third base. Jeremiah Robbins does advance behind him up to second, but a rundown. Jackson Marble saw the ball in the dirt, thought about trying to take third, being aggressive, trying to help his team out, and ends up costing him a runner. 2 down with a man in scoring position. And Metzger now trying to keep this inning going with 2 outs and 2 strikes. He'll take a breaking ball low. Count ties up at 2-2. Jeremiah Robbins out at second base. The 2-2 pitch from James is high. Ezra James came in the 6th inning, trying to keep a 5-run lead comfortably intact. He'll miss outside, issues a 2-out walk. And man, that stings a little bit there with that rundown getting Jackson Marble for the 2nd out. Bases would be loaded.
Next batter, number 1.
Instead, you've got runners once again at 1st and 2nd. Top of the order here. Taylor Davis hitless on the day, trying to get his first. This would be a prime opportunity to do it. Second time facing Ezra James. Davis will take outside for ball 1. And his first at-bat against James, it was a strikeout in the 6th inning. (10-5) our score here in the 8th inning. Outside, that'll move runners up. Wild pitch, getting past Benedictson behind the plate. Tried to stretch across to get to that one, but wasn't prepared for that ball to be that far away and couldn't get the glove in front of it. Going to get a visit out to the mound, a quick conversation out there for the coaching staff for Southwestern Oregon Lakers. Again, a reminder that the spring fundraiser underway for the UCC baseball team. And if you are into fishing and would like to go on a guided fishing trip with Barklow's Guide Service, it'd be good for you and somebody else, a 2-seated guided fishing trip. It's a $20 raffle ticket, and if you win it, it's valued at $500. If you are following the Umpqua Riverhawks on Instagram, it's Riverhawks Baseball on there. Find that. They've got the link to the page in their bio, and you could buy a $20 raffle ticket to try and win. The raffle will close on April 18th. It helps them with travel expenses and other equipment. First pitch, a strike. Oh, sorry, no. 2-1 count. It was a wild pitch that moved the runners up. Not a new batter here. Taylor Davis, a 2-1 count. And he'll take a strike again on the outside corner. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Davis with 2 runners in scoring position, trying to cut this lead down and try to help give the Riverhawks an opportunity to stay in this one into the 9th. Ball fouled away by Davis. Stays alive with that 2-2 count. Two balls, 2 strikes with 2 on and 2 out. Bottom of the 8th, a 5-run lead. Riverhawks trying to cut into it. And the batter is hit. 3rd hit batter for Ezra James. 2 of them have been Jeremiah Robbins, who's standing at third base. Taylor Davis earning his 2nd time on base, once on an error, now on a hit by pitch. Nobody currently throwing for Southwestern Oregon at the moment. Shiloh Wilson had a 2-run double back in the 5th inning. Can he come through again? First pitch called strike 1. A sunny day with a slight breeze blowing in from left field. There's a pitch inside at the belt buckle. The Umpqua Riverhawks trying to get hot at the right moment here. They've got the bases loaded, trailing by 5. 1-1 is high and away. It was a 2-out rally back in the 7th inning that helped Southwestern Oregon retake the lead. Riverhawks trying to repay the favor. A 2-1 pitch is popped up left side. That could be in a trouble spot. Going out to third baseman Caleb Long does secure it over the shoulder, makes the catch, and retires the Riverhawks in the 8th inning. Nearly dropped it in perfectly for Wilson, but he just can't quite get it past Caleb Long. The third baseman comes up with a great play in shallow left field. No runs for the Riverhawks. There was 1 hit. And no errors in that 8th inning for the Lakers. 3 runners left on base. We go to the 9th inning. It is a 10-5 lead for the Southwestern Oregon Lakers here on Riverhawks TV. The Umpqua Riverhawks will go to the bullpen once again. Hayden Kendrick will take over on the mound, right-hander. out of Central Point. First pitch swinging away for C.J. Bonner. This one, it's going to be third baseman Hayden Metzger that'll make the catch, coming all the way in between the home and the mound to make that grab on a high fly ball to get things started. So Bonner will fly out to get things started against Hayden Kendrick, who is making his debut this season. First outing for him. Redshirt freshman. Fires in a strike. An 0-1 count to start for Caleb Long. Kendrick out of the windup. Gets a swing and a miss on a breaking ball. Hayden mentioned out of Central Point, Crater High School. Breaking ball lifted out towards center field for Caleb Long, and it will go right to Shiloh Wilson, 2 away. And up next will be Patrick Clark, the 9-hitter.
Next batter, designated hitter.
Trying to keep a 5-run lead from getting any larger. So far, Kendrick has been able to do that. He played in Alaska last summer in the Alaska Baseball League. Gets a ball fouled back by Clark for strike 1. Playing for Chugiak Eagle River through 12 and a third inning. Got a little roughed up there, but got some good experience. The 0-1 pitch, in for a strike. He's ahead 0-2. Also pitched in 10 games for the Medford Rogues back in the 2024 summer. So he's had a little bit of summer experience, but getting his debut here this season with the Riverhawks. Swing and a miss on the 0-2, and he comes in, gets a 1-2-3 frame, and keeps it. A 5-run deficit. And we will see if the Riverhawks have an opportunity to get this one in the bottom of the 9th. It'd be quite the comeback. They trail by 5. We'll see if they can pull it off when we come back here on Riverhawks TV. Come back for the 9th inning, down to their final 3 outs, trying to make up a 5-run deficit. Jackson Thompson will lead things off, take strike 1 from Ezra James, who's out there trying to earn himself a victory. A ball fouled away for strike 2 by Thompson. Thompson is 1 for 3 in the game, a bunt single back in the 5th. That came against starting pitcher Isaiah Kabua, who gets a no decision here today. The 0-2 pitch. Thompson gets around on it, sends it high in the air towards right field. It's going to hang up there long enough for the right fielder, Horikawa, to run underneath it for the first out. Down to their final 2 outs. Some defensive changes that apparently took place last half inning. Logan Anderson has taken over at second base. And Grayson Grover moved to third. Caleb Long is back behind the plate for Bo Benedictson. Taj Flora, the right fielder, takes a strike. Came in for Noah Kiley earlier. He is 0 for 2. The 0-1 pitch from James, fouled away by Taj. This season, UCC 3-1 against SWAC. But if the Lakers can win both here, they could finish out the season with an even 3-3 record against each other. 0-2 pitch to Taj is high. 1-2 count. Last year, SWAC and UCC split their 6-game series, 3 games apiece. Overall, UCC leads the matchup 22-12. 22 wins, 12 losses. It's another hit batter. Taj Flora gets on, hit by pitch. 4th hit batter in this game for Ezra James. Still a long way to go here. And only 2 outs left to work with. Trevor Ratliff stands in. That ball gets by the catcher, Caleb Long, and up to second base goes Taj Flora. A 1-0 count for Ratliff. Man in scoring position. James delivers in a strike. Ezra James 1-1. Right over the plate for strike 2. James looking to try and get his 2nd win of the season. Needs 2 more outs. He's got the 1-2 pitch coming to Ratliff. Fought it off, and that ball bounces back behind home. Trevor will keep himself alive at the plate. A ball and 2 strikes on the delivery here by Ezra James. Well outside, out at second base, a throw down that direction, and a nice job by Logan Anderson comes sailing in to stop that ball from getting into the outfield. Pitch was well outside, out at second base, Taj Flora got a good secondary jump, but put the brakes on when he saw that Long had secured it behind the plate. A 2-2 count. And another battle here for Ratliff. He will foul off that pitch. Game 1 of our doubleheader. Game 2 will be coming up about 20 to 30 minutes after the conclusion of Game 1. This first game, it's been a lengthy one here. We're hitting about 2.5 hours. A little longer than that. 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. It was in the dirt. Throw down to first base. Stretching for it, Bonner out there makes the out. 3rd strikeout in the game for Ezra James. And it brings up Jackson Marble with 2 down, trying to start a 2-out rally for the Riverhawks. First pitch from James in for a strike. On the day, Jackson Marble, hot bat, 3 for 3. It's only resulted in 1 run, though. Swings through for strike 2. He is 2 for 2 against Ezra James. It's down to an 0-2 count, though, with 2 outs and 1 runner on. Ezra James trying to finish it off here. The 0-2 pitch, and he will. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. That will finish off game 1 of our doubleheader. A 4th strikeout in the ballgame for James. He will earn the win. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 man left on. Ezra James pitches 4 innings. In that time, he gave up just 2 hits, 2 runs. He ended up, he didn't walk anybody. He had 4 strikeouts and 4 hit batters, but he'll pick up the win. Ezra James goes to 2-1 on the season. And Tristan Ledbetter is going to take the loss for the Riverhawks in this one. Ledbetter falling to 1-1 on the season. Let's take a look at the numbers here real quick for you. 10 runs, 11 hits. Let's see, so 10 runs, 11 hits, 2 errors, and 2, 4, 6, 8 runners left on base for Swak. And for the Riverhawks, you had 5 runs on 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hits. Riverhawks commit 3 errors in this one, and they leave a bunch of guys stranded on base. So Ezra James gets the win to go to 2-1 on the season. He pitches 4 innings and gave up the 2 runs on 2 hits. And then Tristan Ledbetter takes the loss to fall to 1-2 on the year after pitching 4 2/3, giving up 6 runs on 7 hits. 10-5 the final score here in game 1. For the Riverhawks, they will go to 15-6 overall. They're now 11-4 in league play. For the Lakers, they're back to 500 at 13-13 overall. They're 5-10 in league play. That snaps a 4-game losing streak for Swak and ends a 2-game win streak for the Riverhawks. Game 6 in this 6-game series on the season between the Riverhawks and the Lakers will be coming up here in just a bit. And we'll have that one for you coming up here on Riverhawks TV. Let's double check everything there. There we go. So we gave you some of the pitching numbers. Taking a look at some of the offense here. Izawa with a triple goes 1 for 4 with an RBI. Cole Collins was 0 for 2 in the game. 2 walks, 2 runs scored, had a sac bunt. Bo Benedictson was 1 for 4 with a single. Daichi Furuhata ended up getting 2 hits and drove in a run. Was 2 for 4 with a run scored. Grayson Grover was 1 for 4 with 2 runs scored, a walk and a single. Hiroto Horikawa goes 2 for 4 in the game with a single and a 3-run double. He was called out at third trying to stretch it into a triple. He also scored a run. CJ Bonner was 0 for 4 in this game, reached on a walk and an error. Caleb Long goes 4 for 5 in the game with 3 singles, a double. He had 3 RBI and 2 runs scored. Patrick Clark ended up going 0 for 4 in the game with a pair of strikeouts, reached on an error, and scored a run. For the Riverhawks, Shiloh Wilson was 1 for 5 in the game with a 2-run double, reached base twice. Jackson Thompson goes 1 for 4 with a bunt single and a walk. The cleanup hitter went 0 for 4 in the game between Noah Kiley and Taj Flora. Flora got on with a hit by pitch. Trevor Ratliff was 0 for 4 in the game, reached in on a walk and scored a run. Jackson Marble goes 3 for 4 in the game with 3 singles, scored a run, had a sac bunt as well. Jeremiah Robbins was 1 for 2, got hit by a pitch twice, scored a run. Let's see here. Caden Coonert's 4-game hit streak comes to an end. He did have an RBI on a fielder's choice in the second. Walked and scored a run in the fifth, but ended up going 0 for 3. And then Aiden Metzger goes 0 for 2, hit by a pitch and scored a run, also walked in this one here today. So there we go. It was a tie ball game in the 6th inning. We were tied at 5 after the Riverhawks scored twice in the bottom of the 6th. But then Swag put up 2 runs in the 7th and 3 runs in the 8th as they would stretch it back out to a 10-run lead. And so that is how things wrap up for us here. A late flurry of runs for the Southwestern Oregon Lakers, and they pull off a 10-5 victory against the Umpqua Riverhawks. Now we get ready for Game 2 of our doubleheader. We'll have that for you coming up here in just a little bit. I'm Joey Keeran. We will talk to you again here shortly. We'll get the new broadcast up and running in just a few moments as we start getting ready for Game 2 of today's doubleheader. Thanks for joining us for Umpqua Riverhawks baseball here on Riverhawks TV. Talk to you soon.